Hello guys and welcome. So lately I started racing in a GT3 league, and because I haven't actually mm, gone any deeper with the GT3 setup, so I wanted to actually investigate what's going on with the aerodynamics of these cars, especially the ground effect, because I have no idea how low or how high you should run this car. But I actually am not using Lambo in the series, but I think this is a much better example than the Nissan I'm using. And the purpose of this video is to show you how you can investigate the proper ride height for maximum downforce. Okay, so I'm at the drag strip, chose the 2 km version, so I have enough room to play with. And the first thing I want to do is I try to match some gear. This could be close, fourth gear could be close to 200 km/h. It seems there is already quite a lot of downforce taking place. So the next thing I want to do, I don't think tires are not that important in GT3 cars, but I want to stiffen up my suspension as much as I can, so downforce doesn't change the ride height, or changes as little as possible. And the next thing, I will leave front splitter enabled, because that is something that doesn't cost you much time, and basically usually GT3 cars will understeer, so but I will minimize the rear wing, because I only want to investigate the ride height, and it doesn't matter, ride height doesn't matter how much the rear wing is producing. So and yeah, I don't have to do anything else. Okay, so I'm using a couple of applications for the measurements. The first one is telemetry, and the second one is Wings app. I think these both are dev apps, so you need to enable dev apps from I'm not sure, is it Assetto Corsa Ini or something like that. But now you can see the corner weights of the car. So there is at the front left tire, it has 291 kilos of weight on top of it. So let's take these out so we can see how much downforce we gain. And the rear tires have something like 388 kilos. So this is how it's when the car is standing still. And the next one I want to do is to minimize the ride height, because we have to start from somewhere, and as you can already see, we are too low, so we cannot do that. We have to raise the car by 3 millimeters. Okay, now we have a minimum height, and now the only thing we want to do is to accelerate to fourth gear as quickly as possible, so we don't have to wait too much time, because this is this value is, how can I say it? It's the average, and this is the current value but as you can see it's not very stable, so you want to wait when the average value stabilizes. Now we can see we have a 348 in front, 490 back. So 348 in front and 490 at back. And that's the minimum ride height we can run under any circumstances. So that means both front and rear ride height is 55 millimeters. Now let's raise it for 62 millimeters. I will do that quite a big step so I can show you the rough lines, how much it will affect the downforce levels. Okay, now we have raised the car by 7 millimeters. Let's have a look. And as you can see, we have close to 200 millimeters power, 198. And as you can see, we get some more downforce, over 360 already, the front axle, 362, 61, and at back we are around 502. Okay, so what was it? 502 at back and 360. What it was? 362. So we already, by raising the car by 7 millimeters, we gained 14 kilos per corner downforce in front and 12 kilos at back. So double that and you get how much is the increase in downforce per axle. Okay, let's raise it by another 10 millimeters. So now we are talking 72 millimeter ride height. So 360 in front and 504 at back. So we are very close to same values. So let's see what happens when we raise the car by another 10 millimeters. So now we are actually quite high already. We are 82 millimeters. Both ends. Some of you might think, doesn't the rate change amount of downforce? Should I investigate one axle at a time? But I haven't seen much difference when speaking about ground effect, so pretty much there is no difference. So that's why I'm testing both ends at the same time. So now we are only getting 555 in front and around 500 at back. 355 in front and around 500 at back. So we are already too high. We are losing downforce if we raise the car anymore. So there's no point for doing that. Okay, now we can see the optimum value might be somewhere between 72 and 62 millimeters. So let's try 5 millimeter drop from 72. I actually have no idea what kind of values we are getting. Let's have a look. Now we should have in the ballpark of 360 kilos in front and 504 at back. Okay, so we get the same results with the 62 millimeters. So so if you think you want to make sure you doesn't drop much lower than the 62, and you can also see that you still get almost the same amount of downforce if you run the car at 72 millimeters. So you can, if there is some bumps or things like that in the track surface, you can it has room to handle all those bumps from the track surface and without losing much downforce. So that is something you have to take into account. And another thing with this test doesn't tell you is what is the optimum ride height for the suspension geometry. But if you trust an engineer, I think it would be stupid if the aerodynamics and suspension geometries are not designed for the same ballpark what comes to ride height. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm very surprised if that's not the case. But this is the way you can test yourself any car downforce wise, how much ride height is affecting your downforce. And as you can see, we gained 14 kilos per corner, so it's only 30 kilos. So GT3 cars, it doesn't matter much how low or high you run the car. It's very small differences. But that's everything I have to say to you. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped someone, because that's the reason I wanted to do that, because these kind of things might not be familiar for everybody, me neither. So could be I'm tested it completely wrong, so let me know if I do something really badly wrong. But anyway, Thank you for watching, and bye bye.